It was a day of mixed emotions for Dublin manager Anthony Daly. The last time these two sides met in the championship, he was in charge of his native Banner County as they ran to a 14-point win in 2006. However, Dublin's progression under Daly over the last number of years suggested that there would be no annihilation in Croke Park as the Dubs drew first blood through Alan McCrabb's free. Clare hit back with points from John Conlon and Fergal Lynch, but it was Dublin who began to exert their dominance as the half wore on. Peter Kelly's mammoth point from midfield began the onslaught as Dublin raced into an early 4-point lead. Dotsy O'Callaghan was giving Cian Dillon a hard time in the corner as he scored 6 first-half points from play. And with Clare being forced to live off scraps from broken balls, they could have felt they were lucky to go in at the break, trailing by just 14 points to 7. Ger O'Loughlin had some stern words for his team at half-time, and it clearly made a difference as Clare began the second half with 6 unanswered points. And had Gary Maguire not saved this effort from Dara Conan, Clare could have found themselves in the lead. At the other end, Clare goalkeeper Donald Toohey was lucky to get away with the mistake of coming for a high ball once, but he wouldn't be as lucky the second time, as within a minute the ball was back in similar fashion, this time over his head and in the back of the net. So instead of making the ultimate turnaround, Clare found themselves 4 points down, and with Alan McCrabb showing his diverse range of skills, Dublin were quickly back on top. Further points from Maurice O'Brien and substitute Simon Lambert opened up an 8-point lead for Dublin, and while Jonathan Clancy tried to keep Clare in touch, it was at the other end we would see the last piece of drama. Dotsy O'Callaghan again involved, rounding the defender, and a nice flick for Lambert to finish. Alan McCrabb rounded off a superb personal day with his 8th point from this ground strike to put the game out of sight and give Dublin their first win in the qualifiers in 13 long attempts. The final score at Croke Park, Dublin 222, Clare 15 points.
We mix the good, sometimes very good, like with this crazy stuff again sometimes, but we're learning. We keep chipping away and keep trying to learn a bit of cuteness. I mean, to let Clare back into it the way we did after half time was, and a more experienced team just wouldn't have done that. Like, they'd have killed off the game, like, you know, but it's a learning curve.
I know there's an awful lot of work to be done there, you know, and people will have to sit back over the next 2 or 3 weeks or 4 weeks and see where we're going, and, you know, who's the right people to go forward with them and that. And, you know, that's the thing about it. We have to reflect back and see, you know, was there something else we should have done, or could we have done more, or whatever, you know. And we just have to, you know, we'd have to sit back now and just see what the future holds.